now started. So if you could, all you smokers, join us.
Get over here.
Today is day 185. 185. All right. We're going to start by introducing tonight's facilitation team. My name is John. And I'm assisting with co-moderating.
I'm assisting.
My name is Jessica, and I'm co-moderating with John.
My name is Jessica, and I'm
co-moderating with John. Yeah.
Silly.
Shadow facilitating.
Our fabulous staffers are
Julie.
and Doc. Our peacekeeper. And general, keep everything lovely and beautiful.
Keep everyone sparkling.
And keep everyone sparkly. Is Lewis.
Welcome, Lewis.
And Esteban. Is going to be our timekeeper. So, like, this is mainly directed at me. You're up here talking. Watch that man. He'll let you know when it's time to stop. Okay. So we just want to do a quick reminder to everybody that the GA meets Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 7:30 here at Pershing Square. And on Saturdays, we have a special, theme GA every Saturday. This Saturday, it will be Occupy the Hood, and it will start at 4 here at Pershing Square. So be there, or be square. All right.
Si alguien necesita traducción,
En español.
¿Alguien puede traducir? Esteban?
Does anybody need American Sign Language interpretation? Anybody? Esperanto.
Do we also have any new people today? Anyone want to be brave?
Woohoo!
Raise your hand, introduce yourself.
We have a group
Do you want
from
to say?
Justice for Janitors and the CIU. Please, will you step forward?
New people.
All right. Welcome. And if it's okay with everybody in the General Assembly, we'd like to give them a few extra minutes to talk about why they're here tonight.
Yes.
We good with that?
Yeah.
Hey. So good evening. Sorry, my name is Natalie Contreras. I'm an organizer here with SEIU with the Justice for Janitors campaign. I'm here with Omar Ochoa, who's a janitor from West LA. Alba Martinez, janitor from Century City, and Alberto Varela, who's a janitor in the Wilshire Corridor. And well, we want to give you guys first a big thanks for the decision you all took last Saturday to endorse our action for the 5th. It's an action that the janitors are taking their authorization to strike for May Day, where they will be, they're going to give you a little bit more detail. So we've got prize around. I'm going to let Omar, Alma, and then Albert give you guys a little bit more background on what we're doing. So I'll be translating for them as well.
Buenas noches, compañeros.
Brothers and sisters.
Mi nombre es Omar Ochoa, soy janitor, trabajo en Santa Mónica.
Hi, my name is Omar Ochoa, and I'm a janitor in Santa Monica.
Y básicamente estoy aquí junto con mis compañeros para hacerles una invitación a ustedes que nos acompañen en nuestra próxima acción este 5 de este mes.
So basically we're here with my fellow janitors to give you an invitation to our event on the 5th.
prácticamente como parte del 99% que somos nosotros también.
And as a part of the 99%,
Les invitamos a esta lucha que tenemos para nuestro contrato laboral.
and we want to give you that invitation to join us in our fight for a fair contract.
Esto, gracias compañeros.
That's all for now. Thank you.
Buenas noches a todos.
Buenas
noches.
Estoy muy contenta de verlos a ustedes otra vez
I'm very happy to see you all again,
y la verdad agradecerles por el apoyo que nos están brindando.
and also truly an appreciation of the support you are giving us.
El por qué se va a hacer la acción en Century City
The reason why we're going to do an action in Century City
es porque ahí se derramó sangre y ahí es donde está la gente más millonaria de este país.
is because in Century City we have shed blood, and that is where some of the richest people in this country are.
Y yo como 20 años de ser miembro de Llanito,
And as 20 years of being a janitor,
les quiero demostrar a ese 1% que todavía estamos de pie.
and we want to show that 1% that we are still up and fighting.
Me identifico con ustedes como en Occupy LA.
I also identify as an occupier forever. I love you.
Que viva la lucha.
Good night, brothers and sisters. My name is Alberto Varela. I'm also a janitor, and I've been here with you guys and City Hall.
Yeah.
We've been there. So what's gonna happen is on the 5th, April the 5th, and it's gonna start at noon in Century City. So also we're gonna have buses going from our locals, and some other buses are gonna be there on Washington and Grand. Our local is on 828 West Washington Boulevard. So you are all welcome to be there. It's gonna be at 11:30. I mean at 10:30. To be there at 12 noon. The action starts at noon. So please come and help us out. Demonstrate the 1% that we no longer want to stay oppressed by them, because we also need to care for our families and for our kids, brothers. So please join us.
Yeah.
Thank you. And as I know that since you all have endorsed, please feel free to bring, your banners of support. Bring, bring yourselves. I know you guys sometimes have like armbands, stuff like that. Please bring them out as a show of force and support. In the back of the flyer that's being handed out, there is directions on the parking situation. We will be parking at the parking lot of the Grand Olympic Auditorium. I know our local is a few blocks away, so we're making it easy. We're parking a few buses out there. It's also conveniently located across the street from the Grand Station, so we're trying to make it as accessible as possible. Also, our membership will be parking at that same location and arriving on the bus at that same location. So these are as I mentioned, these are part of the actions that the janitors are taking every week leading up to May Day's general strike.
Yeah.
The potential of striking on May Day is a real possibility in this city. The potential of shutting down the city is real and imminent, and it's up to us to demonstrate that potentiality from here on forward.
Yes.
Come May Day, we may be only 200, but if we show force every single week going into it, we not only will be moving the center of Los Angeles, but we'll be moving every corner of this city and every corner of this country. So let's show them the way LA organizes. Let's show them this is not just about International Workers' Day. This is about the rights of human beings. The right to organize as students, the right to organize as the people who are unemployed, family members, cousins. Every sector of this society needs to be mobilizing for May Day.
Yeah.
We really look forward to having you. I'm sorry, I'm already getting into May. But I really look forward to having you guys over on the 5th. And every sector will be here every week. Whether we're organizing through the smaller committees or we're organizing in conjunction with, giving you all the invitation, we really look forward to having you all present, and moving and organizing every sector of this society is what we need. All right, thank you.
Some of your members will be joining the Occupy LA groups in our meetings tomorrow.
That's right.
For Tuesday planning.
We're part of the Tuesday planning on the general strike. So we're really looking into like how we're gonna pull this off. I mean, organizing 4 different sectors to come into the city, I mean, that's a lot of nitty-gritty work, and we coordinate member actions. We're anticipating about a turnout of maybe 2,000. And that's just the janitors from Los Angeles County. So whenever we're looking at actions that deep, I mean, if we're talking about mobilizing 1 million again, then we really need to be on point with our shit, you know? We really need to know, like, how we're gonna take over this intersection, how we're gonna do this, how are we gonna do that. It's all up to our imagination, but it's also our work that puts that forward and makes that happen. Woo! Our janitors are getting into the nitty-gritty of it at the local, and we're looking forward to building with the different folks in the city to get that done. Question?
Yeah, I was wondering if you guys are gonna do outreach to maybe also get people.
Mic check.
To more people?
Mic check.
Mic check.
I was wondering
if
if you guys were doing anything
as
far as outreach goes.
For the event of the 5th? Or in general for May?
In general, for May Day.
Okay. So for the 5th, yes, we're doing outreach to community organizations for May Day, yes. And that's what we're doing within the smaller committees with the general strike. We'll be working with, just last week I came with Obik.
Do you have my email? Can you contact me by email?
Tomorrow's meeting, I've outreached to a few folks that I know from South LA, or South Central, as it's really called.
Yeah.
South Central, and so from that point, I mean, it's really like, I know Alex since 2008, not to be putting people on blast, but few of us have been, Michael I've known since I was like, in Catholic school growing up, so I know I look like I'm still high school, but I've known Michael since I was in high school here in LA. So I mean, a lot of us here, just speaking freely, all of us here are here for a reason, right? And so it's about bringing together all those forces, being strategic, being, you know, that's just the way I've worked with Michael for a lot of years. So putting our heads together, I think within the smaller committees is how we're coordinating that. But any suggestions, we're really happy to hear them because we're able to really get the ball rolling on making that first contact to moving that base.
Don't know your name.
Right.
All right.
TTI.
So if I could just jump the queue, tomorrow night there are.
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night.
It's okay for Michael to jump the queue like that? Let's hear it.
There are 5 meetings tomorrow night for the 4 Winds and the Central Convergence. The North Wind is meeting at Occupy San Fernando Valley in the Van Nuys Civic Center. The East Wind is meeting where the general group usually meets, Corazon del Pueblo, 2003, East 1st Street. The West Wind is meeting at Bohemian Exchange in Venice on Abbot Kinney. I think it's 1528 or something like that, Abbot Kinney. The South Wind is meeting at the Southern California Library for Social Studies, 6120 South Vermont. And the Central Convergence Group is meeting here. But we do have to pin down the routes, as Sister was saying, Natalie was saying. We have to make sure we know where we're going and how we're meeting up. There are other actions happening and other convergences. There's a labor action kind of in the North Valley on May 1st. There's an action out at the airport on May 1st. There are possible other gatherings. The YJC is talking about a convergence in the Mert Park area. So we want to make sure that we can all communicate. So please go to one of those convergence meetings tomorrow night and let's settle this.
Yeah,
Thank you.
And those logistical details are really like where that comes in. I mean, even if you can't make it out tomorrow, please let me know. I'll be happy to take that so that we can have material and information to be working with. And as soon as those details are available, I'm sure we're going to be coming and bringing those out every week. I also have a
Saturday, you got an invitation from John to come Saturday? Yes, I saw the email, but I don't know. You can check it out. All right.
That's probably the okay. I have additional flyers. If you guys would like to take some back to the organizations you're from. And thank you guys all for your attention and your time. We really look forward to having you all in solidarity on Thursday.
Okay. So let's hear it in solidarity. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. The people united will never be defeated. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
Un daño contra uno.
Un daño contra uno. volunteer to read the solidarity statement. And we need Julie to pull it up on her phone. Principles of solidarity, yeah.
We can quote that. Esteban did it by memory.
Don't forget love, respect, and understanding.
All right, you know what? We're in solidarity here. Awesome. You know, I know you have a bunch of principles.
Education is a human right.
Education is a human right. Redefining how labor is valued.
Redefining how labor is valued.
Engaging in direct and transparent participatory democracy.
Engaging in direct and transparent participatory democracy.
Exercising personal and collective responsibility.
Exercising personal and collective responsibility.
Recognizing an individual's inherent privilege and the influence it has on all interactions.
Recognizing an individual's inherent privilege and the influence it has on all interactions.
And endeavoring to practice and support wide application of open source.
Endeavoring to practice and support wide application of open source.
Wow.
The sanctity of individual privacy.
The sanctity of individual privacy. And all power to the people.
All power to the people.
All right. Wow, so we've been attending this thing for 185 days now. We've got it down.
Good memory.
All right.
Can we get a volunteer to read, to talk about their personal definition of nonviolence? Anyone? Come on.
My nonviolence is tactical. Because in this society, we're outgunned, and outmanned. So we have to outsmart. But that being said, I don't disparage or disagree with national liberation struggles that abuse violence. Because it is how they chose to go about it. Because here, we're lucky that we don't have to go to war to be heard. That we don't have to cover our faces to be seen.
All right, thank you. Woo, woo. All right, so now we had a bunch of really exciting and wonderful actions this weekend. So we want to just take a couple of minutes to have brief, and by brief I mean 1 to 2 minute summaries of what we accomplished this weekend. So if anybody wants to come up and talk about their participation and actions over this weekend, please do.
Check in with the stat keepers for report backs on the actions this weekend. This weekend was fun. Yeah, you guys should talk about how you felt.
Sunshine, get on stat, come on.
Silent people are getting on stack, and please do that. I'm just going to say, I participated in the Foolish Revelry in Hollywood that was organized by Keeping It Real, and it was really real. I felt transported back to the 60s. Magical. It was better than the 60s. It was great. And you know what, seriously, I think we did some really good outreach. We talked to a bunch of people, we handed out a bunch of leaflets, and we were visible in a really non-threatening, fun kind of way. And I think that that was really important. So it was awesome.
Hey, now, I agree.
Lucky.
I guess like I also went to the Foolish Revelry, but then I went to another march here at Pershing Square. That was actually the opposite. It was very intimidating because it was a zombie run. Because healthcare should be for everyone. It should be for something we should afford and that we can afford. Not really sure who was organized by, but it was pretty fucking badass. A bunch of people dressed up as zombies marched around LA. And then we came back for Pershing Square and zombies did a zombie version of Michael Jackson Thriller. And Smokey rescued a mouse, so right on.
Woo! All right.
Hey, Smokey.
Next on stack we have Leo.
Leo!
And I decided I'm going to wear a hoodie every day until there's justice. Until not only when there's justice just for the Trayvons, but all the Trayvons. For all my black babies and my brown babies and all my babies. I came this for, oh my God, have I been in pain for so long. And I am so glad, I am so honored to be a part of Occupy.
Yay!
Where we have people that are speaking up. It is such an honor for me. And yes, and we marched in my community from Crenshaw and Exposition to Mert Park. I believe it's up quarter of a mile, half a mile. Yes, and the people came out for Trayvon and all the Trayvons. Oh, for Trayvon and all the Trayvons. I forgot I even did that. I just keep moving. There's so much to do.
Just to follow up on the sisters' announcement, we were in the match back yesterday for Trayvon Martins. It was a well-attended event, but we also took the opportunity to remind the world that on the 4th of April 1968, a man of peace, a man who campaigned against poverty, campaigned against war, supported workers' struggle, Dr. Martin Luther King was executed, assassinated on the 4th of April 1968. So we are building the event around Lemarch Park in the black community along the south wind of the May 1st action in preparation to mobilize people so that we can link our struggles today, our support for the janitors, to link it with the struggle of Dr. King for the struggle and his support for sanitation workers in 1968. So that is how we are moving. Occupy LA is in the forefront of labor struggle. We are going to be in the forefront during May 1 action. All the unions, we find that there is need for them to come here, not because of our individual effort, but because of the collective energies of all of us. From South Africa to South Central, we are marching and we are going to win.
Yay.
We're going to open up stack for committee and affinity group announcements.
Affinity group announcements, get on stack, and while committee and affinity groups are getting on stack, see your stackers, Julie and Tuck over here. We're going to briefly go over hand signals. We don't have any proposals tonight, so we're just going to do the basics, which are, you know, if you really like something and agree with it, okay. You know, if you don't quite see it, or, you know, like, you know, have some issues with it, that's it. If you need to have the moderators check themselves because they are out of process, do that. Okay.
So first on stack we have Karina.
Karina.
Hello. Since it's Easter Sunday, there will be no classes at Freedom School.
There will be no classes at Freedom School.
But on the 14th, we're going to have Julie returning.
Julie returning.
Part two of the Action Plan Workshop. Thanks, Julie.
Thanks, Julie.
And then on the 15th, in preparation for MIGS, we're going to have a Know Your Rights training. As well as a Legal Observer training. 118 Winston. See you soon.
Oh, next on stack we have Esteban.
Esteban. Also Ryan and Alex. Can everybody hear me? Yeah. The women of Occupy LA have The women of Occupy LA have joined together to address how our culture and the political system we reside in impacts women's lives specifically, and how this very culture and system manifests in our own movement via male privilege, sexism, the sexualization of women, and sexual aggression. The circle has provided women a powerful vehicle to bring these issues to the attention of all of us and examine the need to not perpetuate this cultural baggage within our OLA community.
We believe that it is time for men to take responsibility for addressing these issues directly amongst themselves, in a forum where we can talk honestly and deeply about how male privilege and its culture of aggression, competition, commodification, objectification of sexuality, and homophobia impact not only our relationships with women, but with each other as well.
It's time for us to step up and take responsibility for examining how we make women feel unsafe and marginalized, how we often inappropriately sexualize things, and what we need to do as men to address how we've all internalized the unhealthy aspects of male privilege in our culture. We believe that some self-examination and conversation is a first step to seeing how we dump the shit on not only women, but each other as well. Women have long known that such self-examination, or quote, consciousness raising, is an empowering tool for change and challenging the system. It's time that we men learn from our sisters and do some of our own consciousness raising. In addition, we hope that Men's Circle can begin to provide a community space where we can help individual men and each other face, address, and resolve conflicts or problems identified within OLA. This is an opportunity for men that has probably never come up for a lot of us. We use a lot of language about safe spaces and creating an environment in which all voices may be heard. This Men's Circle is an additional facet to that and to this movement.
We plan to hold an initial meeting tonight after the GA to identify men interested in moving forward with this idea and determine where, when, and how we can begin meeting as a group. So find us after GA. We'll be meeting over here.
All right, Men's Circle. Woo! Next on stack is Tex.
How you doing, guys? I'm Tex Ritter.
Right.
Now, I got a warning this morning from LAPD. This thing reads, LAPD Central Area continues enforcement of Los Angeles Municipal Code LAMC 41.18D that prohibits sitting, sleeping, or lying on any public sidewalk or street until further notices. Individuals will not be arrested for sleeping on sidewalks between the hours of 9 p.m. and 6 a.m. as long as they are not obstructing pedestrian or vehicular traffic. No one may sleep within 10 feet of an entrance to a building, loading dock, or driveway to prevent emergency operation such as fire response and business deliveries. There must be a minimum of 4 feet clearance on the sidewalks to permit wheelchair access. Now, only problem I have with this, what do I do at the hours of 6 a.m. till 9 p.m.? Do I walk around carrying everything I own? I'm not allowed to sit on the sidewalk. They're going to give me a ticket and take me to jail. What's up with this? What the hell?
It's bullshit.
I'm 40 years old. I can't carry everything I own on my back. I do, but damn,
I got a question. What do you mean a little curveball in there until further notice? People will not be arrested between the hours of 9 and 6 a.m.
Well, when are they going to change the notice? And I hope they give us a damn warning about that too, but I think they
If
don't.
they're going to start arresting people when that further notice gets here. I don't know if you caught on to that.
Yeah, somebody give me some input. What can we do about this?
So if you guys check in text, right?
Yeah, text.
Check in with text at some point during the GA. After, oh, you could check in with LA Can.
Jojo! Jojo!
Jojo knows about it. He was there. But
Yeah.
I propose we get some. Why don't we go down there over the weekend? Just spend the whole damn weekend there, guys. Hang out on the sidewalk with us.
That's what we do on Friday night.
Be there on Friday.
No, we don't need you on Friday night. We need you on Saturday morning.
I love your We're there Saturday morning. Supplementing your drink.
Thank you.
All right.
But
Next on
anyways,
stack.
something to think about.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next on deck is Anthony.
Me. Hi everybody, I'm Anthony. I'm with the newly revived Direct Action Affinity Group. Dumbledore's Army, or Direct Action Affinity Group. It's this really great affinity group that deals primarily in direct action. You didn't get that from the name. We were involved with like the Oakland Movement Day and like the Bank Action National Bank Transfer Day lead up actions and J28 stuff and also that was Oakland Movement Day. F29 stuff. We were in Riverside. So we've been doing a lot of direct action over the past couple months, and it's quite a heavy burden on a very small, like kind of close-knit affinity group. And we want to expand, and we want everyone to start participating and everyone to be open and, you know, have fun with it and stuff. So we want to start meetings. So you can come to me or Jessica or Shaima, Caroline for like suggestions for like meeting times and like days and stuff and places. And I should stay out of jail. So so get involved. Yay!
Really quick, can I ask for the person translating that people speak slowly, so that
I can translate. I translate simultaneously.
Okay, cool.
Choose the translator.
Yes.
Woo! Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the consideration. Thanks.
So next on deck is Karina.
Sorry, hello again. One more thing. So yesterday, Occupy San Francisco.
Occupy San Francisco.
Occupy the building.
Occupy the
And they're still there. The building is owned by the Archdiocese of San Francisco. This is one of many buildings that has not been in use for many, many years. Our comrades in San Francisco are asking for a show of solidarity and calling the following number for the Archdiocese of San Francisco and telling them not to evict them. The phone number is 415 614 55 00. One more time. 415 614 55 00. Archdiocese of San Francisco.
Archdiocese of San Francisco.
Thank you.
All that. Alright. That's it for announcements. So tonight, I guess you can all hear me, right? So tonight, we don't have any proposals, so we want to take this opportunity to come together and talk about some things as a community, learn from each other, and maybe even have a little bit of fun. So we've got 3 things on the agenda for tonight. We're going to have a formal discussion, question, and discussion group with report backs. Then we're going to have an exercise to explore some of our behaviors. And then we're going to have a political speed dating exercise. Right? A political speed dating exercise.
On my way to Africa.
We've already, so it'll be an opportunity to do a couple of different things. So kind of get yourselves energized and interested, and let's have some fun, and let's do some productive talking tonight as well.
So we're going to start with Mike and the 4 people that are going to help him, or the 3 people who are going to help him read this. Statement of solidarity from Veterans for Peace. And then we're going to have a discussion about how we can respond in forming an affinity group or working group to do that.
Hi, I'm Mike. I also go by Revolution, for those of you guys that got the invitation on Facebook. Basically, this is a statement from Veterans for Peace that was put out on December 22, 2012. What they've done is made some Veterans Peace teams to work with us in standing up for our rights. I'll start off with a couple of ideas. Basically, we're going to discuss for ideas on how to best use the Veterans Peace Teams, whether if you want to use them as blockade, like a buffer line in front of us, or if you want to use our tactics of using the shields and going up into the face of the people or the cops. The second thing is to form an affinity group to come up with a response to the statement. I'll start off with the statement. It's called Veterans Peace Teams to Stand with the Occupy Movement. People of color, including Native Americans, African Americans, Latinos, and working class communities.
Louder. Slower.
People of color, including Native Americans, African Americans, Latinos, and working class communities in America, have long been on the receiving end of police brutality. Now, with the recent police violence directed toward the Occupy movement, the country at large is waking up to the unpleasant reality that the violence of the system can and will target anyone who stands up for justice and opposes the exploitation of the 99% by the 1%. The Veterans for Peace mission statement states that we pledge to work for peaceful conflict resolution and the elimination of war, the ultimate violence. As veterans of conscience, we are compelled to take a stand against police violence toward the national Occupy movement.
Veterans for Peace will establish Veterans for Peace teams to be made available as we can to those Occupy sites where the local General Assemblies feel our participation would be helpful. We propose that these nonviolent Veterans Peace teams act as a buffer between Occupy protesters and police violence, and ask any and all military/law enforcement veterans to join us in this endeavor. As veterans, we stand with the Occupy movement as members of the 99% and oppose any and all use of force by police against peaceful protesters exercising their right to peaceably assemble to seek redress of grievances as guaranteed by the First Amendment. We also stand in solidarity with our brothers and sisters in the Tahrir Square, and worldwide, standing up courageously, leading and often dying in the struggle for equality and justice as they are exposed to massive state-run police-military violence. We recognize that our common enemy is the wealthy power elite, those who control, ravage, and exploit.
Excessive use of force by police towards those in the Occupy movement has led to arbitrary arrests, a fractured skull for one veteran, and a ruptured spleen for another, near asphyxiation, trampling of peaceful protesters, and pepper spraying of students sitting peacefully on a sidewalk obstructing nothing at all, among many other abuses and injuries. Pepper spray, tear gas, beanbag projectiles, rubber bullets, tasers, and other weapons, all of which can cause grave injury and death, have been deployed against peaceful U.S. citizens. This abuse of unarmed civilians exercising their constitutional First Amendment rights must cease.
As veterans and non-veteran citizens standing in the solidarity with us, we implore individual officers, police agencies, elected officials, and government agencies to use restraint, negotiation, and common sense when dealing with peaceful protesters. We will continue our efforts to convince law enforcement to avoid excessive force, brutality, and injury to all involved. We also oppose the increased militarization of police agencies. We seek to prevent death and additional injuries in domestic protests of governmental agencies. We realize that those employed in law enforcement are part of the 99%. And we call upon all police personnel not to be a domestic front-line force for the 1%, but to honor and perform their duty to serve and protect the people. Veterans for Peace.
Yeah, so I already went over them. I'll go over them again.
So the point we're gonna do here now is break into small discussion groups and talk about how we can respond. Go ahead, Mike.
Discuss ideas on how best to use the Veterans Peace Team, basically. And then form an affinity group to draft a response statement.
Okay, so if you guys want to break into some groups of probably like 8 or so and talk about how we can go about creating a mutually beneficial cooperative relationship with Veterans for Peace.
And we have extra copies of the statement to give to each of the affinity, to each of the discussion groups, so you have something to refer to.
So they want to help. How can we?
Okay. And in your discussion group, please assign somebody to take notes and report back to us what you kind of discussed.
How many minutes?
We're going to do this for 20 minutes. We'll give you a 5 minutes, warning when time is up.
So I recommend you choose a moderator or someone who just takes Zach and a note keeper.
It's okay, you can come and talk to the people.
Excuse me?
You can come and talk to the people watching.
Oh, I have to talk to the people?
Yeah, come and talk to them.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's up, man? What's your name, bro?
Barry, how you doing?
Brian.
So
what's up?
We can lower the light. See.
I just got back from work, so
that's right.
I just move numbers, then I move boxes.
Hey, how's it going?
Thanks for helping with the invitation.
Oh, you're welcome.
You're part of the
Yeah, media and social media.
Okay, basically what I was trying to do is put it up on the upcoming actions on the website, because right now we only has the
Do you have any copies of
our April 8 one and the May 1st.
Okay, I can ask Beth, because Beth works on the website, so I can ask her, or maybe I can get you her.
Does she also do the Facebook?
Yeah, I also, Beth and I both work on the social media that does the Facebook, so I can get a hold of them and send them the link and ask them to put it out. And then I can personally promise you that I can tweet it out on Occupy LA Twitter.
Sure, that would help if you can tweet it out like to the rest of the occupies. I've been making some calls to like Occupy Florence and Occupy Hollywood.
Okay.
But I mean, like we usually.
What was your name?
Mike, or Revolution.
I generally, whenever somebody sends me a Facebook invitation, I send it out to like 400 occupied people. I think more people need to do that. Like, what if I?
Yeah, that's what I'm.
What if I can't do it? But
that's
yeah.
what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get a network going for that. But definitely the Twitter for the other occupies, like if you could just make a call out for Occupy, just the local ones, because we don't want to ride into the park. They can do their own actions.
Yeah.
Assistance. That's all. There was something else
So there's a calendar on the website, and it's not there. And you want to get, okay. Actually, I think I know somebody who might work on the calendar also, and I'll talk to her too. But yeah, they're on social media team. Yeah, social media does Facebook and Twitter, but then. Okay. Hey Beth, if you're watching, I don't think she's not talking.
What's her? I tried sending to.
I don't remember her. Yeah, I'm not sure the exact email address is. I don't even know social media's email address. I'm so bad. Yeah.
Yeah, so far it's like 5 it's like 2 days. If that's good or not.
That's pretty good. What is the date of the action? Yeah, and you can always tell by what they say on Facebook too. Like like if they're going or not. Like people say they're going, they don't go. They say they're not going, they go. Like it's hard to tell.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people are going to show up without saying
wants to get involved.
Yeah.
hoping that whoever's saying they're going isn't.
But
Yeah,
in Occupy
definitely bring
Actions,
some flyers to GA for the people who are online.
I was talking to a couple
Bring flyers to General Assembly because there's a lot of people who don't have access to computers.
So they're just looking for us to kind of give them a heads up when
I forgot what the date was, April what?
and they would then provide
Yeah.
these kind of buffers.
Bring them down to Friday night. We're going to do Occupy Main Street Skid Row.
However we want to use them. In terms of for MIGs, I like what Esteban said. I think we should get some of them into those, 4 wins meetings so that we can, incorporate them into the planning process rather than just saying, rather than just giving them code and order and just, be here at this place, but get them incorporated into the planning process. In terms of a more broader thing, I think we should, I don't know how many of them come to the General Assembly often, but get a couple
Do you know
point
Beth?
people from those.
Yeah, she just got a phone. She's going to be live streaming.
To the
Yeah.
General Assembly. And
She got an Android.
like
Yeah,
when,
I'm thinking about upgrading mine. I got the IS. I'm thinking about just going to the IS 2. Is that what you got?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything about him. I just know.
Because as far as cameras, I hear the iPhone 4 has got the best camera.
Yeah, I don't know. That just sounds like a lot of money to me. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. How much are they?
I'm not sure. I don't get it with.
Well, I know.
general
Freedom.
T-Mobile.
I think Freedom had an iPhone and she had the best quality of anyone. But yeah, that sounds like a lot of money to me.
Did she ever get replaced?
I don't know. Well, she streams. I don't know how she streams, but she still has good quality. So I don't know what she's doing. But at least knowing that Beth is going to be live streaming, Beth shows up. Beth shows up for everything.
Yeah, she's always here. She hasn't been here the last.
Well, she's on leave of absence. She got a little traumatized by the March 17th. The police or March 19th. The police were like pushing people with batons, and they were getting crazy. And they arrested a couple people for the detention center. I think it was Metro Detention Center.
That was 2 days after the.
And
that
Mike,
was a Monday, right?
Mike, the guy with like white hair.
Yeah, that was Monday. I was watching that.
I was watching also, and Jeff Floyd was the guy from Oakland was streaming that day, and it was like traumatizing to me just to see like the way they hit Mike with the clubs and they didn't ask him to get back. They just started like pushing him with the clubs, and it was really violent. And like, why don't you just say get back? Mike Peak. He's like he's older. Well, I can say older, but he's older than me. Yeah, long white hair. Yeah.
He wears a baseball cap.
Probably, yeah. And he's always videotaping and taking pictures and stuff. Yeah, he does great photography. And he took some time off too because that was pretty traumatic moment. I don't know if he was hit or pushed, but it was pretty violent. And it was out of the blue, and they didn't ask him to get back. They just started attacking him, and it was scary to me. To know, sometimes I just look at the cop, and I just give him a look like, really? And like, it happened one time when the cop had his billy club up, and I was on the sidewalk as far back as I could, and he's like right in front of me with his billy club. I'm just looking at him like, really? And like, he lowered it down because like, he knew I wasn't going to be a threat to him.
Yeah, I don't understand it. They definitely are brainwashed before they come out.
And they're like, get back, but you're already back. Sometimes you're on the wall, and they're like, get back. And I'm just like, I'm just filming. I'm not interfering. I'm just filming.
Honestly, what I think it is, I think DHS feeds them so much crap.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that they lied to them a lot about us.
Yeah, they got leaks that we are terrorists or something.
Yeah.
And just pump them up like that because that's the way they do in the military. They want you to have a reason to kill your enemy, and to do that, they got demonize them. That's basically what it is. Yeah. It's just over time, I think we're going to have more seeing our way, seeing it on our side.
Yeah. I think they're starting to get it. I mean, I think they're getting screwed over by their bank and their mortgage company, and I think
thing
they
is
can't
the
pay their
overtime.
bills either, you
The thing
know.
that I found out about the overtime, they don't get paid overtime, they're compensated. So basically you get comp time, which is like you work 10 hours,
Do you know
overtime, you gotta take 10 hours off.
for the raid and like the 2 days before the raid, they actually had volunteer police out there.
For free.
For free, volunteer cops. I know this because somebody came up to me at one of my classes at school. They're like, "Hey, I saw you in a documentary." I'm like, "Yeah, you probably did. What was it about?" And he said it was about retired police who volunteer. And they were doing a documentary on that. They had a clip in there about Occupy LA, and it wasn't the raid. It was like before that. And he said that, and it was about like their perspective of what was happening. And I guess I was there filming them. Because I was filming them like right in front, like my hand was like 1 foot from their face. Because I felt comfortable because they didn't get violent yet. I wasn't afraid of them, and now
That was way back then.
now it's a little different. I found out that they were beating my friends on the raid night. And I watched the live stream, and like everything looked nice from the live stream because Freedom and Oakville Show were where the cops let them go. But they did shoot some guys at the end.
This is an Oakland?
No, this was at the raid. But the thing is, like inside of the park, they didn't like beat anyone. But it was like out in the streets 3 blocks away. Yeah, that happened like around the corner, but nobody got that on film. But they actually on the report, the medical report of him in jail, said he had a stomach ache. They totally lied on the paper.
We're going to organize a bicycle and car caravan.
LA Times, right?
A lot of people.
No, it was the cops, LAPD.
To rally about different issues around the
Hi, Blaze. I think I was just talking about you.
and basically,
I just realized, oh, I think he said hi.
basically that. And then, like you said, if we don't wish to split them up, we all
Yeah, whatever respect I have for the cops, I lost
at that time.
the raid.
Yeah, I mean, I used to go on the Occupy LA Twitter, and I used to say LAPD is lovely, and people used to give me shit for it. And then they're not. They beat people 2 blocks away, like, and people would be, and I'd be like, well, here, they're lovely. And it's the truth, and then, oh my God, people hated me for saying that. I don't say that anymore.
Yeah.
No, I say, you fucking assholes, don't beat my friend.
Yeah, like
I haven't called them pigs yet. I haven't.
Yeah, and then after what happened that day you're talking about, actually the Saturday before, what was it, 6 months? It wasn't the 6 months, it was 6 months of the start of
New York. Hey, you can talk to the people.
I'm actually
Brian, right?
I'm actually leaving already.
Oh, say hi to my viewers.
I am.
Say hi over here, like go on right here. Go in front and say hi.
Well, I gotta go now.
I can't see your face.
I gotta go now, but I'll come back on Wednesday.
All right. Sam Slovak said you're awesome, so I'll take his judgment.
Thanks, man.
No, you're pretty cool.
You too. You're beautiful and cool.
Thank you.
But now I'm looking for my backpack.
Yes. It's actually the September 2nd, the March 17th, which was the 6 month for OWS.
Yeah.
For Wall
Yeah,
Street.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I saw it when I don't know his name, but when he jumped over the fence, that was like, in my opinion, it was kind of stupid.
It was stupid, but the thing about Occupy LA is that no matter what the action is, no matter where you are, there's always going to be one person who hops the fence.
Yeah. Yeah, so when I saw that, the way they escalated it, I'm
Like they were like salivating for that. They were so excited that that happened. They're like, all right, it's on. They were like for an hour before that trying to provoke it.
well, I mean, they're trained to take care of violent people. They're not trained to take care of.
Well, I think they're trained to incite violence.
Exactly.
I see them try to incite
They would love it
violence.
if we get violent. 'cause
They try. They try so hard to make us get violent. I know they do. I know you do, officer, sir. There's always a couple.
It's all right. We're not talking anything that's not true.
Fucking asshole. And I tried to hug him yesterday. Yesterday was fun. The Hollywood Vine thing. I was telling on the live stream, I was telling the cop, like, get out from behind the desk and come down here. And a lot of people will have I think one of them they did hug a cop.
Get on film?
I think I got it on film.
Okay,
I don't know. I don't know anybody's name when I stream though.
Hey, we could
By the way, I'm Mike Ann. I don't know if you've seen me on there a couple times. I don't get on there now. They're
Okay.
GAs, but yeah, I'm used to it.
Yeah. Oh, so Beth's live stream is Savage Truth. I think it was Savage Truth.
What is it?
Savage Truth, I think is
Savage Truth?
Yeah.
Just one word?
Yeah. Or I think if you go,
maybe
you look for Liz Savage on
group
Ustream,
that's taking
you'll
charge
find
in
her.
drafting this statement. Maybe, I mean, one would hope that they would have connections within Veterans for Peace. Maybe we have them be kind of our point people to Veterans for Peace, and let this affinity group know when actions are coming up that we may, want Veterans for Peace there, or actions in general, and kind of communicate with them that way. Just kind of trying to, again, I guess, use that affinity group to open lines of communication with Veterans for Peace.
I have no problem.
Mic check. Mic check. So, we'd like you to wrap it up in 5 minutes. Is that enough time?
Wrap it up in 5 minutes.
Is that enough time for everybody?
Is that
All right.
enough time for everyone?
Be sure you assign somebody to give us a report back.
Someone report back.
I hear an echo.
It's a lucky echo. It's a one-woman mic check. I love Lucky.
Thus far, and see if anybody wants to add anything else. Number one, ask for them to send liaisons to the GSPC meetings and also my prep. The VFP really wants to get involved, and they want a heads up. So we can incorporate them into the planning.
I guess so.
We're asking points from them to come together. We have to understand that there is going to be confrontation and we need to prepare. They've been here with us before. They can muster many people, and we should definitely work with them. We could also do security, them as security peacekeepers, making sure we have a good organization to protect the participants and keep things orderly. Also, was mentioned the airport action in the morning. Finally, the affinity group putting together this response should liaise between them and us.
I may not like a lot of stuff about war, and I don't. I'm not going that way. That's not it. At the very core here is a person that believes but don't know how to really go. Because I've tried it both ways. But I am concerned about the military. I'd like to have come in OLA participate in the
I'm actually like a PR point of view.
Yeah, I mean, that would be really good, as well as I know we were talking about going to LAX and going to Union Station during the occupation with all these troops coming over from Afghanistan and Iraq. If Veterans for Peace can spearhead that type of action, where it's a vet talking to someone getting off the plane, that could be extremely useful for activity. So that, as well as utilize like closure type PR stories as well.
Mic check.
Alright, so we're going to wrap up the discussion groups.
We're going to wrap up the discussion groups.
Mic check.
Mic check.
Can I get the stackers back?
Stackers. If you're going to report back from your group, please see Tuck or Julie and get on stack.
Want to get stack?
Okay, first on stack is Kimberly.
Oh my God. Okay.
Alrighty.
All right.
Kimberly. Alright. Is everybody ready?
No. Yeah.
Woo-hoo.
I'm ready.
Let's do a solidarity clap. Break it down, Kimberly.
All right, we had a great discussion. We're very thankful and honored that the Veterans for Peace came to talk with us. People felt it's really a sign that Occupy means something, that people are now starting to come to us, unions, veterans, etc. So it's a sign that the movement is growing. We really appreciate the statement, and we would like to, we think it would be a great idea for Occupy to write a statement of support for the Veterans for Peace. People expressed a lot of concern for how this government has treated veterans and how they've used soldiers and send them out and treat them very badly and then train them to kill people, and then they come back here and they don't have any services and they're homeless and things like that. And we want to raise demands about how this government should be treating veterans. We also, there was some concern raised about the military mentality, like, you know, we would like the veterans to become a part of Occupy, not just come to actions and guard us, but more so become a part of Occupy and kind of have us work together and grow together. And we needed Veterans for Peace can be great to bring more attention to the issue, because people care about veterans. And so, like, even though our government doesn't act like they care, the American people care. So, like, if a veteran is being foreclosed, to really highlight that and to be able to show that, or if veterans are homeless, you know, to bring attention to homelessness. And we just had some ideas about like a picnic between the veterans and Occupy, and also our gathering and PTSD, you know, trying to get help and services. We had a lot of ideas. People were very excited and honored. Oh, one thing, people have mixed feelings about the shield thing. Some people felt like maybe we don't want to really go there, and other people felt, well, if people want to be a shield to draw attention, then we should go for it. So that probably needs to be discussed more.
You're talking about the actual shields like you did in Oakland? Or?
Yeah. We're not talking about that. Okay. All right, thank you. I think that's it.
So next on stack we have Esteban.
Yeah, so we heard a lot of great ideas. One of them was to send liaisons and point people to the General Strike Preparation Committee meetings or the different wins, to get them involved with that planning so that they know what's up and what's going to actually happen. And because a lot of that's going to be on bike and it's going to be mobile on bikes and on cars and trucks. So whatever resources they can lend to that would be wonderful, right? Another thing is the VFP really wants to get involved and help us, and it sounds like they need a heads up. So we really want to incorporate them into our decision-making process, because our decision-making process is open to everyone. We ask that perhaps point persons come to the GAs or other meetings to gather information, which is perfectly acceptable. We encourage them, of course, to do their own actions and speak out and invite us to them, because that's what should be happening all the time. On May Day, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to split people up, to split the veterans up if they'd like to stay together. We have to understand that there may be confrontations, so we have to prepare. They've been here with us before, they can muster a lot of people, and we definitely want to work with them. Another issue is we could use security and peacekeeping forces to have a good and organized strategy to protect different kinds of participants, keep things orderly and peaceful. There's also a myriad of actions happening on May Day, such as the airport action in the morning. Affinity groups, the affinity group that you're putting together right now, could act as a great liaison between the VFP and the different Occupy groups. If they want to maybe to meet with maybe non-violent trainers, that would also be great as well. And perhaps, yes, perhaps constructing shields and some sort of protection would be advantageous. There was also someone who encouraged them to connect with our social media outlets and online tools. And another thing, someone else asked that perhaps they get involved with the struggle of the homeless and homeless veterans in the city. And also, such as the ongoing occupation of Main Street every Friday night that we do as a group. We also encourage the veterans to wear their medals and symbolic attire to really illuminate the struggle that we're all involved in.
Hey, thank you, Esteban. So anybody that's interested in, working on the affinity group, please, get with Mike and give him your information. Before we end this discussion, it gives me, really great pleasure to say that tonight from Occupy Oakland, we have Scott Olson. Probably most of you are familiar with Scott. He is a member of Iraqi Veterans for Peace Against the War, and also with Veterans for Peace. And so he's going to give us a few comments about the discussion that we had tonight as well.
Hi folks, it's great to be here. I guess you could say that the night I got hurt, I was a part of the original VFP peace team. One of the ideas we had in standing there and doing that was to almost give somewhat of a sanity check to the police for them to think twice about what the hell they were about to do. Apparently it didn't work so well in my case, but there are a lot of police officers who will think twice, and I've seen it before. Police officers about to, start, crying because, they're infringing on the rights that my brothers died for. And I think that thought really gets them. So I think VFP is a great organization. They're really good people whose hearts are in the right place, and they're true pacifists, and they will really have your back. I guess with that being said, thanks to Occupy LA for all the support you gave me when I was hurt. I got a whole pile of cars from LA, so thank you very much.
Thank you. Yay! Solidarity!
a couple of things. Number one, they are trained in nonviolence resistance. They go through extensive training. The second thing is there is some actions that we can actually help with. Every Sunday at the Santa Monica Pier, they have a memorial for all the soldiers that have fallen in the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. It's called Arlington West. They do it every Sunday, rain or shine. There's hundreds of crosses that they have to set up in the sand, and they can always use help. They usually have high school kids coming over and helping because one of their campaigns is to get recruiters out of public schools. So we can come up with some kind of action to go and help them with the project that they work on every Sunday. That's about it.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you.
So again, I think want to encourage everybody that's like interested in this, and it's important to get with Mike, get an affinity group together, and figure out how we can link up. All right. Next we're going to do a little exercise in behavioral exploration. All right, so now pay attention because we need you all to get up. Everybody stand up. And we're
forward on the flat surface.
All right. So, the way this is going to work is we're going to designate 3 spaces. I agree is over here. I don't know, I'm not so sure. It's here in the middle. And I disagree. It's over here. Alright, so nobody should be standing in a position space yet because we haven't asked the question. Alright. The way we're gonna do this is we're gonna ask 4 quick questions. We're not going to discuss the answers to the questions. We're just going to give you an opportunity to think about them for a moment. Go to an agree space, a maybe space, or I don't know space, and a disagree space. And then we're going to conclude with a final question that we'd like people to have the opportunity to provide some individual perspective on. So, quickly, the first 4 questions are just move to your space. The first question is, it might be inappropriate for a gay man to comment loudly about the desirability of another man's ass or the size of his endowment. Agree? Disagree? Maybe.
Maybe or not sure.
It might be inappropriate.
Maybe or not sure. I think it's not sure.
Might be inappropriate for a gay man to comment loudly about the desirability of another man's ass.
I would actually go with maybe because it kind of, I think, depends on. Yeah.
Next question. It might be inappropriate. Mic check. It might be inappropriate to call a woman a chick. It might be inappropriate to call a woman a chick. Agree? Maybe? Disagree? Okay. Next question. Next question. I find it difficult to not judge people based on their appearance. I find it difficult to not judge people based on their appearance. Agree? Maybe? Disagree? Next question. I think it's okay to make public comments about people's appearance. I think It's okay to make public comments about people's appearance. You're so fucking hot.
Well, you know, if you look good, it's a nice thing to tell someone, right? That's a really nice sweater. Like, yeah, so I like your haircut.
Take our stuff, hold it like that when people are around. Take a statement, watch them, go ahead and put it up online. So I guess I'll touch base with Beth, or I can give you a copy,
I wanted to say hello to you. You were busy.
Oh, I'm not that busy. I'm just turning this that way and this way.
How was it the other day? Did you stay?
Stay where?
Skid Road.
Oh, yeah.
How was it?
Yeah,
Did you get wet?
Huh?
It was raining in the morning, huh?
Oh, no, really not. The cops came by on
What
the,
time?
like around like 6:30, they came by on those the segways, and they said that time to move along. And then around like 11, they came by, and they're like, time to move along. We stayed in the tent till 11:30.
Oh, really? So how was it? How was your romance? Went where? Went right? Oh, really? Oh, I see. You're smiling about it. Okay. Nice to see you happy. Like that. I like to see people happy.
Thank you.
You're not leaving yet, right?
No, I'll be here.
So let's have a little bit of dialogue about that. That's fun. Start.
Mic check.
Mic check.
So this Friday, at our Main Street occupation, with a big banner, that said Occupy Los Angeles, there was 2 to 3 men, standing on the north side of the encampment, who were catcalling to women, that were walking by. They were part of our group. I was alone, and I challenged them on that. And it made me very uncomfortable. Because their response was one of patronization. They called me. They called me names. They tried to diminish my masculinity. So yes, I felt uncomfortable. And I hope that next time, when some of us see this kind of stupid behavior, we get together as a group, and confront it.
I'd like to be over there.
But I
have to confess.
that
sometimes when a man in particular
says something inappropriate
in a way that feels hostile, I'm intimidated.
I could use some support. To any of the powerful people who would stand up and publicly challenge, want to say something? I feel that you don't have the mic check me. Yeah, I feel that I'm terribly uncomfortable with a lot of the things that I do challenge. When I'm challenging patriarchy, yes, it is very uncomfortable for me, but I am finding, I find comfortability in that. Like with the risks that I take, like I understand that I'm stepping out of myself. Like it's not for me, it's for this person that is being patronized. I used to, what is it? I used to escort women into abortion clinics, and it was extremely uncomfortable. And I wasn't doing it for myself. I wasn't doing it for my own comfortability. I was doing it for those women at that moment because they needed people like me to be there for them on one of their blackest days. And like I want people to be comfortable with, like, I guess, feeling uncomfortable.
Hey, Bonnie. Yeah, that was Guttleson.
So the specific reason that the House Workers Division of SEIU told us to leave their encampment, and specifically because of sexist behavior to their employees coming in addition to another aspect of violence. So literally, and of course, if you don't speak out, aside from the politics of it, also, there's an element of having the physical people that they have intimidation, especially at the health care clinics, abortion clinics, that these people are thugs, and you have an obligation to prevent them from doing their violent acts. So therefore, you should not only feel comfortable, you should feel obligated to do it. And there's also another thing that some women may not come to the Peace Assembly because it can cause another subtle and not subtle sexist remarks, behaviors, etc. Finally, there's a word called Equal Rights Amendment that has gone away over the generation, but still important and vital.
I have Anthony, and then I have Kimberly.
Okay, so I just wanted to say that I feel comfortable with calling out instances of racism or sexism because I don't necessarily see calling out people on their racism and on their sexism. I don't necessarily see that as indicative of a confrontation or a conflict or a fight. It never has to be about proving the other person wrong or making sure that they learn something or like putting the other person down for what they said. It's about having a constructive conversation with them so that they can internalize the racism, they can internalize the sexism, and they understand that they wouldn't like it if that happened to them. You know? So how can we allow them to learn that? Well, we do have these conversations, we do have these call-outs, we do have these conversations with people who do these things to do that. And for me, it's not uncomfortable. It's not something that I don't take pleasure in doing. I do like to do it, and I do like to educate people and speak truth to power about these things. So that's why I'm on this side.
I think sometimes. I have Kimberly, and then I'll end.
Okay, yeah.
What's your name? Chad. Okay, Kimberly and then Chad.
Keeping in the theme that Dele started when we talked about Martin Luther King, he talked a lot about how we need to really be more concerned about how people don't speak up when there's something wrong, rather than just worrying about the people who are adamantly, doing negative things. Like, not just worry about the KKK, but the people that just look the other way when they hear somebody call somebody a nigger, for example. And I feel that I have felt that in this movement sometimes that people don't stand up. And, those of us who do get attacked and get, treated a certain way. And so I really want to encourage people. I don't think, I am impressed with Esteban standing over there saying that, and everybody. Because, we're all saying that we're proud we can do it all the time, whatever. I don't know if that's true or not. But all of us probably feel a little bit uncomfortable when we do it. I think it would be kind of hard not to feel uncomfortable because you're going against the social norm. But I just want to encourage people, and one of the things he said was, in the end, we will remember not the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends.
So I have Chad and then Ryan. Is there anyone else that wants to get on stage for Toastmax?
I almost want to change to the middle because I don't see too much overt racism or overt, very blatant sexism or racism. I think it's people act racist or sexist inadvertently and they don't realize that they're doing it. And it's important to but to get educated on what they're doing is wrong. Because a lot of times it's unintentional, and it's just the way that they have learned over their lifetimes to act. And that doesn't make it right, it just makes it a part of who they are. And, not inform or educate them, but show them the other side of the coin.
Yeah, it definitely makes me uncomfortable. I've always had a problem with confrontation in general, and I think if you call out someone's sexism or racism or something, their defense mechanism is so often to get defensive and to lash out at you. And I've had situations where, like as I said, my masculinity was challenged, or I was accused of not being able to take a joke appropriately enough, and all these things that turn it onto the person that's calling it out, which makes it really uncomfortable for that person. And it's a struggle to maintain what you actually brought up in the first place, because then the spotlight is on you, and you're having to defend, and your face gets red and all that stuff. It's definitely been empowering to be part of Occupy LA and Occupy in general, because we claim to be speaking truth to power, which we are, and that's empowered us to do that on the personal level. I'm super excited about the men's circle. I think it's going to help us all empower and call out each other. So hopefully I will no longer be as uncomfortable as I now am.
Lucky? I'm Lucky. I'm an out lesbian, and I can tell you that this is something that I've had to deal with my entire life. Of people making fat jokes or making dyke jokes, or watching me and my girlfriend be affectionate toward each other and be like, oh, you from that, and I didn't mean that. So it's something very common for me that I have to say, like, dude, really, grow up. It was like, really, that's scarier than me. Or I had to turn around and say jokes to it. I don't care what you say. But there are certain ways that you can make it funny. It's like, oh, can I see you and your girlfriend kiss? Oh, can I see you and another guy kiss? There are ways that we can make it funny. But when it comes to myself, I do feel uncomfortable because it's not, when I'm not defending another person and it's just me, it is that sense of being alone, be like, okay, I have no exit strategy, I have no way, it feels like we have no way to get out of this. But there are definitely ways that you can get out of it. You just have to take the correct action. Free hugs, guys!
Yeah, I mean, I'm sort of in the in-between area. For one, kind of like Brother Chad. Yeah. He said, like, it's difficult for me to negotiate between, like, lashing out at someone and trying to empathize with the fact that they may not have been as privileged in things like education and studies or whatever, and, like, how to negotiate that in a delicate way. And then also because, like, for me, it really, I hate to admit it, but it really depends on, like, who it is I'm kind of rebutting against. So, if it's a stranger who's, exercising, their patriarchy against, a friend of mine, it's really easy for me to, like, snap at them and, like, shut them down. But if it's, like, one of my guy friends who I've known for a really long time, I mean, just on a personal level, I know that it's a lot harder for me to kind of negotiate that. Because I'm like, well, how do I maintain this, like, friendship? And I know, it's kind of like fucked, but it's, like, a lot easier if I know someone's not my friend and I don't really care about them, and I can shut them down. But if it's, my own friend and, I've known them for a long time before, they're not political, it's harder for me to figure out how to deal with that.
Okay. Hi everybody.
Hi.
You don't have to repeat. I originally wanted to go to this group, but a line from a song just about many times sing, which is the movement make us strong. I seriously feel that at least I have more than 3 months more power and less uncomfortable than 3 months ago. And therefore I went to the mirror.
They can invite him to somewhere else. That's what this is all about.
Okay. I'm gonna put myself on stop for a second. And just say, like, I'm the uncomfortable one. I've done it. I've been seriously backbashed for standing up for that stuff. I mean, put into the emergency room when people jumped me. So I have safety issues around that. I find it's more comfortable if I'm with a group of people that I can count on to make those kind of statements. I would just have to say, as a queer man, I'm a man, and my dick talks to me a lot. And I have to be really careful. I have to be really careful to not sexualize things inappropriately with people because it's unsafe for me. I've been hurt by that, but it's taught me how easy it is to sexualize things, and what a barrier it puts to having like real conversations and real relationships with people. So I think Ryan's kind of hot. But really, no. That was so. Yes, no. That is. That's a really good point. And the reason I said that, shut up and let me talk. The reason I said that is because I check myself to not do that to people.
In front of everybody. John ran it by
I'm
you
doing it.
He ran by you beforehand. I'm cool.
Richard, I'm doing it as a. It's a really serious issue for me.
We're all human.
It's a real serious issue for me. I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry, but this is why it's uncomfortable to challenge people on stuff. Because it's hard to have a conversation. And I said that as a joke because I wouldn't do that for real. Because I can't, because it's not fair to sexualize people that way. And that was the point that I was trying to make. And in our culture, in a patriarchal culture, men are taught to sexualize things. I mean, it's like our society is one where sexuality is commodified. It's advertised. It's how we judge people. And it's really, it's hard to check yourself on that stuff. But it really, it feels, I'm sorry, I'm talking too much. But I think it's a really good issue for our movement to talk about, because if we are gonna be, creating a new society, we have to learn better ways of relating to each other. So thank you all for participating in this exercise. And now, keeping it real, it's going to do another exercise that may be a little bit more fun. Keeping it real!
Awesome! Don't sit down, don't go anywhere. It's going to help you guys get organized and play a game that we'll share.
Okay, yeah, let's go and play a game.
This part's fun.
Get in, guys. 1, 2. 1, 2. Who's playing? Raise your hand. Go. Oh, fuck, what am I? 1, 2, 1.
Manage their expectations.
Okay, so if you are a 1, I'd like you to get in a circle, like right around here. Just get in a circle. 1.
Circle up, huh?
Circle up.
So 1, get in a circle. Oh, did you get a number? So 1, get in a circle. Do you have a number?
Go play.
It's all one.
All the way.
Exactly.
Okay, 1, get in the line.
All the way, get in the line. This way. 1. Remember to come down. you have a partner in line.
Yeah, it is important.
Make sure you have a partner.
Your partner can be
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so mic check. So at the end of every round, the question is, this line is going to move one space to the right. And then the person at the end is going to move to the front of the line.
Awesome.
I'm not moving!
Okay, what's
Mic check. First question is,
Would you feel
feel impressed by some of the father figures and like trying to like just people that
I like this game.
What are you going to do after you graduate?
I like this game.
Time!
Mic check! Mic check! Time!
Doesn't matter. PDT. Change places! Move your feet!
Next question is,
Who's
your new partner? What is your favorite action that you've been to or heard of?
What is your favorite action that you've been to or heard of? In general, ever. The best action ever in the world, the whole wide world.
It goes because it's hard, but they only have like a couple minutes to do it. What was your best
I'm just recalling the last one. I don't know. The first one. I really like it.
I think I watched on my screen. Yeah. No, I watched it from home.
I just ended up with it because I was sitting there when it first started. Because the first action unless there were more actions.
I think that was the first action.
What was yours?
My favorite action was yesterday, the April Fools, the Foolish Revelry in Hollywood and Vine. I was streaming, and when I was streaming, I was saying,
I love you all! Please rotate to the right!
Alright, what's the question? Why is this movement important?
Well, why is this movement important?
Oh my God, go first. What else did you do? I think on a personal level for me, this has been important because it's challenged me. It's challenged me as a person, to grow as a person, to get out of my comfort zone, to do things that I don't really feel comfortable with, and I think I'm a much stronger person now. Power to me! Woo! Yeah.
Time!
Yeah.
Oh no! Change places!
I think it's bigger than bikini.
Please rotate to your right.
Please rotate to your right.
Need someone new. The question is.
I've never thought of it!
Right check.
Right check.
Right check.
Right check.
The question is.
The question is
this fascism?
Is this fascism?
And why?
And why?
What's the question?
I like this question. Yeah, you can say
What was the third question?
Is this fascism?
No, the third question.
Why?
He asked one, you just did.
Why is the movement important?
The country and the government, not the next guy!
That was kind of hard.
You can follow
Not the country.
So it's
So is this fascism?
Who said that? Who said
That's an assumption question.
Which one said that?
Go with the box.
That's already saying.
I think it's an open question.
What is fascism?
Fascism. It'll be like constitutional rights or start thinking more like
Get time! Ah, it sucks! What does autonomy mean to you? Rotate, rotate, rotate!
Autonomy or economy?
Autonomy.
what's the question? Anthony! What's the question?
What does autonomy mean to you?
Alright.
Autonomy. As in, how an individual operates.
We're cheating on the autonomy to you!
Is it just about the individual as an individual?
What?
As an individual?
It's like a system of ideologies that like ascertains that an individual has a right to like not participate and opt out and be autonomous and like continue to have an individual like energy.
Autonomy to me means personal.
Yes. What does that mean to them?
Autonomy to me means that sometimes, I don't know, that's a different, no, I'm thinking that there's
There's an action involved that you act in a certain way towards
Time!
Right check!
What's the one thing about Occupy you didn't like and why?
Beyond the one thing you don't like about Occupy.
Of course, there's the infighting, which is quite mentioned, but I don't even want to mention them.
Yeah,
It's
but
not an
that's
issue.
an issue. It affects people. It makes people walk away. It's bad.
There you have it. That's what I dislike.
We're gonna highlight something. Just say that.
Throwing grenades at that guy over there. That's shit fucked up and bullshit.
Or that we are being policed everywhere we go. But that's part of it, because we're trying to open and transparent. I love the fact that we're open and transparent because we're willing to share to the masses. And masses. That's part of it. I believe that they
I don't like the infighting.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
To the territory, I would just say. How does it relate to autonomy?
I feel like as an autonomous person, I kind of want to give it.
Mic check time. Get up to your right. Mic check time. Move to your right. Mic check time.
If you had to be a pirate or a ninja, which one?
Pirate.
If you had to be a pirate or a ninja, which one would you be? Pirate or ninja? Which one would you be?
I want to be a pirate.
What's the question?
If you had to be a pirate or a ninja, which one would you be?
I'll say pirate. That sounds good.
It's confusing, right? Yeah, it's hard. It's difficult.
Pirates have better parties. Better outfits. He said pirates have better outfits. They're quite special.
I'll be a pirate.
I have no problem. Well, although there's the idea that the pirate what kind of pirate for your own. We should be done with it. Just
Everyone's debating which ninja, pirate. If ninja likes the
Hey, mic check! I'm gonna leave it up to the people. Do you want to do another one or do you want to call it quits? One more.
Speed dating! I'll do speed dating. Woohoo!
We should do this every week.
Question for the... Where should we reoccupy? Where should we reoccupy? Rotate to the right! Everyone rotate to the right!
I like pushing through myself. It's and rats. No, it's too much rats.
Where would you reoccupy? Where would you reoccupy?
I never saw them. I saw
The rats like sea life. If we were to occupy this, the rats would just kind of like stay out. So
yeah, but they come around. Like you see them all the time.
in that he
And he also said that Occupy is like a baby, like he never let it grow.
Say that again.
Deepak Chopra said Occupy is like a baby.
that's why I say
There's too many refs at Pershing.
I had voted for Pershing like beginning of, I didn't know about the routes. I like
Mike check. Mike check. Time.
I don't like concrete. There's too much a lot of concrete here.
Yeah, the reason I like that is because.
Are we done?
Are we done? Yeah. Okay, thank you guys.
Yay! That was political speed dating. It's really fun. We should do it all the time. Yay!
Every other week. Every week. Once a week.
All right, thank you for an awesome General Assembly. See you all on Wednesday. Bye, Jack.
If you guys are interested in New Revive Direct Action Defending Group and talking tactics and strategy, please talk to us. Yay!
Anybody that's interested in the men's circle?
Hey, what's your name?
Hey, my name is Joe.
Oh, Joe. My name is Morgan. What does direct action mean?
Where's Lucky? She was gonna do it for me. Lucky! Can you do that announcement for me?
Mike check!
Mike check!
Mike check!
Mike check!
Just so you know, March 17th!
March 17th!
Was the 6-month anniversary of Occupy!
Was the 6-month anniversary of Occupy!
There was quite a few people arrested!
There was quite a few people arrested!
One of which was Craig!
Was Craig!
We need witnesses!
We need witnesses!
So he's over at Venice GA tonight.
He's over at Venice GA tonight.
But if you have his email,
If you have his email,
and you witness his arrest, please email him as soon as you can.
please email him as soon as you can.
This is someone's freedom we're talking about.
This is someone's freedom we're talking about.
And this is a very serious matter.
This is a very serious matter.
Including double no. Have a good one.
Or email me! Email me if you don't have his email. Craig.
So we want to start having regular meetings. We're trying to decide a day and a time.
Hey, officer, I'm gonna drop the stream and come back in 1 second.
Huh? No, I don't think he's in there.
What time works best for you, Esther?
Well,
uh-oh.
It's still running.
It's still running!
We win! Yay, live stream!
Nothing can kill the live stream. Nothing can kill the live stream. Is indestructible.
I have a good news. Beth's gonna be live streaming now.
Oh, awesome.
Beth got her phone. Yeah, Beth got her phone. All right. I'm now gonna drop the stream and come back.